Welcome back. This is your complete US market recap for Wednesday, May 27th, 2026. Today was a tale of two markets, a historic milestone for the Dow, a stumble for chip stocks, and massive moves in earnings after the bell. Let us break it all down. Let us start with the closing numbers. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 182 points today, gaining 0.36% to close at a record 50,644. That is a brand new all-time high for the blue chip index, driven largely by strength in consumer staples and defensive names like Procter & Gamble, Nike, and Home Depot. However, the S&P 500 barely moved, up just 0.02% to 7,520, and the Nasdaq edged higher by 0.07% to 26,674. The broader indexes were held back by a significant pullback in semiconductor stocks, which have been the market's biggest engine of gains this year. The big macro story today was oil. Crude prices dropped more than 5.5%, settling near $88.68 per barrel. The catalyst came from Iranian state media, which reported that Iran is committed to restoring commercial shipping traffic through the Strait of Hormuz back to pre-war levels within 1 month. This headline sent energy stocks lower and gave the Dow a meaningful tailwind, as lower oil prices ease inflation concerns. The White House did push back on those reports later in the session, which briefly reversed the move, adding volatility to a news-heavy trading day. On the semiconductor side, the sector took a breather after weeks of extraordinary gains. Qualcomm led the decline, falling close to 10%. Nvidia dropped 2.6%, and AMD slid nearly 3%. Analysts are beginning to flag valuation concerns, noting that chip stocks have gotten extremely frothy. But given that shares of Micron and Intel have more than tripled year to date, a pause here is not entirely unexpected. After the bell, earnings took center stage. Snowflake exploded 25% higher in after-hours trading, beating revenue estimates with $1.39 billion in sales. The massive catalyst was Amazon Web Services announcing a $6 billion commitment to use Amazon's new Graviton AI CPU chips, marking one of the largest AI infrastructure deals we have seen. Salesforce, on the other hand, slipped about 2.8% after hours on lighter-than-expected guidance for fiscal year 2026. Meanwhile, JP Morgan was a notable laggard during the regular session after CEO Jamie Dimon mentioned the bank could spend up to $20 billion on an acquisition in the next couple of years, spooking investors with open-ended M and a talk. Looking ahead, the next major catalyst is the PCE inflation report. Under newly sworn-in Fed Chair Kevin Warsh, a hot reading could pressure equities heading into June, especially as Bank of America warns of a potential summer correction. Stay sharp, stay informed, and as always, know your fair value. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice.